So this is today's live on Equa Television International. We're so glad that you could join us on today's edition of the program. It's Monday where we talk about work, but today we want to streamline the discussion on hustle. Like, let's talk about legitimate hustle. What do you do for a living? Is it what is legitimate or illegitimate? I know some of you will be shouting, oh, it's relative. What do you consider legitimate might not be legitimate to the other person. But during the conversation, before the end of the show, you find out at what point is what you do or what you are doing legitimate, and at what point, like, do you need to actually draw the line. Engineer Tony J. Nakali is here. Good morning.
I'm here to do my legitimate hustle.
Oh, wow. We'll also find out if at the legitimate organization, there are actually illegitimate activities or is strictly legitimate. Jemima is here. Sambo Solomon is here. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
So let me start with Engineer Tony. Speak to us.
Let's start about these two new hairstyles. They are
I
new.
don't understand this.
They are new. I saw one on Facebook. I didn't saw the other on Facebook.
Oh, Jemima, you post your hair. Yo, you look beautiful. The hair is
I
fine.
don't do Facebook.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those Christians
So that would be
outside
me.
social
Probably
media.
you.
So you're putting it to me.
I did
said
see
he
that
saw one.
coming.
So it cannot be outside this set. It has to be on this set. Hi, Jemima. Oh,
Jemima, you
What
look
is
beautiful.
it? Thank you, sir.
I'm sure your husband is
praising the Lord.
short a few thousands. He is short a few thousands.
Our money.
Wow.
Our money.
Well, we are glad. We are
We are
happy
trying.
that we're empowering some legitimate hustle out there. So speak to us on your hustle, your legitimate hustle,
Buji International. You didn't say proudly.
proudly and obose.
If you say anything more. Well, you are talking about hustle.
Mm.
Everybody is a hustler
Mm.
to start, but not everybody hustles legitimately.
True.
And it's so unfortunate that people have streamlined their hustle
Mm.
to a particular location.
Mm.
And when you live in a country like Nigeria, where demands are every hour,
Mm.
you agree that your hustle should not be from one source of, oh, look how fine I am on TV.
Hmm.
Oh no, man. Just take a look. That pride is not allowing you. Jemima, look at me.
Really
We're
nice.
looking at somebody's
But you
husband.
didn't say it until I said this life. Give us our flowers so before
You
rapture.
look good.
Sorry, please don't mind us. That's how we
Well
are.
packaged.
I don't understand.
We
Well,
catch
package.
cruise
Leave it
or
for
set.
madam.
Oh, okay.
So to be honest, you have to diversify
Mm.
your sources of income.
Mm.
I would like to always say that in the Garden of Eden, God made provision for Adam and Eve. Two people, but he gave them 4 streams.
Hmm.
And like I would always say, if God in his entirety, all powerful, almighty,
Mm.
would have as much powers as he does, he would have put one stream and command the stream not to ever dry up.
Mm. Mm.
But the Bible says, in case a stream dries up, there are other streams.
Mm.
But you see, in today's life, people rely on that just one job.
Mm.
I would rather do one legitimate job and be making money than to be seen here, seen there, seen here, seen there. I've not done anything personally with my life outside this business. But within the same business, I've diversified.
Mm.
Once in a while, I would like to present. Once in a while, I would like to be in the technical zone. Once in a while, I would like to do in the business zone. I'm just diversifying, and everything is legitimate, except if you say a finder's fee is not legitimate anymore. But that's how people get paid in this business. So, if you are talking about legitimacy of business or businesses, I think people should focus on what is legitimate. You are far from being found for any trouble and all of that. Even though these days trouble will kind of find you wherever you are, whether you are doing the right thing or wrong. But it's better that you are doing the right thing and trouble meets you than to be doing the wrong thing. In fact, doing the wrong thing is trouble already. You know, because people are having a swell day. I know somebody that is in the net right now, caught for corruption of about over 400 million. She didn't steal the money, but someone stole it and gave her to keep it. So she's in trouble. That's not a legitimate hustle, even though she was legitimately keeping it for the person. And there's no way you can say you didn't know that source of income. You know, you knew about it. There are things that people do that are not legitimate, and they are not aware that it's not legitimate. Excuse me. I give you an instance. This story was told that somebody was working in a bank, and someone met him and said, "Please, I want to have an account with you." And then he opened the account. He was an account officer to the person, managing the account for the person. He was getting married, and then the person sent him 50,000 naira, and he said, "Contribution towards your wedding contribution." And then the guy called, "I'm grateful, sir." He didn't know that guy was a scammer. So the day that guy was caught, they started tracking all the people that have shared from that account. So all of you that are looking for urgent 2K, be careful where you're looking for it from. That's not a hustle. That's a begging life. So they traced it. He sent money to that person. And before you knew it, they traced that guy. That guy is in this town now. He has left the state where he was working. He is free from police net. They found out that he's, but they will track you. You'll be arrested. You'll be locked up until they make their findings, until you are not guilty. Then they release you. He's not working with that bank anymore. He's in Jos. He's doing something different, but he's not a banker anymore. You see, he didn't know. He was doing his legitimate hustle, but something that was not legitimate found him. So people just have to be careful. We don't have time to be proper, and it can be detrimental. People just have time. People just have to create time to be careful about whatever it is that they do.
Powerful one. Jemima, so at what point do we say that this hustle is legitimate and this one is not legitimate?
I think he touched that when he was speaking earlier on. What you're doing, when it is wrong, you know that it is wrong. When it is right, you have an idea that it is right, because from people's experiences, things that have happened to people, you've seen the road that they have trod. You know how the end is. Those that did it rightly, you've seen the road they have trod, and you saw how the end was. So without even starting the business, just thinking about it, you have an idea which way is the right one and which way is the wrong one. So while going into, whether you're into the business or you're trying to go into it, you have an idea of those things that would, the end would give
You know why I had to
result
ask this
or
question?
wrong.
Because, like I said earlier on, legitimate is relative.
Relative. Yeah.
For somebody that is into scamming, for him that's his legitimate business. For somebody that so much believes
Even
in
when
armed
they know
robbery,
it's not.
do you understand? So, and that's why I'm talking about drawing the line right now. At what point? Because if you say for that person, you say it's my legitimate business. I mean, I didn't force you to send me the money. Like you just used your psyche or something like that, manipulated you, and you used your hand to send the money. So, and that's why I'm saying, beyond you knowing or feeling that this thing is actually legitimate, at what point do you draw it? At what point, like generally now, I'll just like both of you to speak to that. At what point do we say that this is not legitimate or this is legitimate?
Whatever you are doing to get your source of income, to finance your living, the moment you are creating pain to another person, it's not legitimate. See it however you want to see it. Because
Okay, what if somebody decides to be paid from my legitimate hustle?
okay, how do you mean?
If you do, that's a very good question, and I'm grateful that you asked. You did well in the office, and I announced
Staff of the
publicly
year.
that I'm happy and I'm impressed what you did, and I'm going to add 20,000 to your salary. And Jemima got paid. Is that not legitimate?
Her pain is not
okay.
legitimate.
To me, getting the money is legit, but her creating pain on herself, that's her own business.
Okay, so I just wanted
So
that
maybe you
to be-
expatiate
Yes,
on the
but-
pain that you caused, in the course of your hustle.
Okay, for instance, now just look at the example he made, right? You know, somebody is doing a legitimate business, a legitimate hustle, and someone just came that is fake. Now the guy is not in the bank. He created pain to the guy and to the family. You understand? Until now, God helped the guy, and they said, okay, for you being truthful and going through this pain for what you don't know, then this is how I'm rewarding you. But yes, of course, for sure, God will reward him. It doesn't matter how long, but definitely every good act that you do, God will reward you. And then every evil, there's a reward to it. Like he said, people should be careful. There's this story being told, like in EFCC cell. So many people that are just innocent, that they don't know anything. They are just there simply because one small money passed through their account in the name of urgent 2K. Oh, I just feel like dashing you money today. Please take this 5,000. Just buy shawarma. Just dashing you. And you start wondering, when did this person just start, like, when do, like, just like that? It's part of that money that he just sending. So some of them, that's how they are being traced. And they are just being picked, and they cannot explain that they are not connected to. Because if you are not connected, how come your account, you know, you gave your account to so person that transfers so amount? And that's how so many people are there in EFCC cell that they can't explain. Because they can't explain. Or somebody will just tell you, okay, I want to buy toothpaste, I want to buy this. At the end, maybe it's just 2,005. And he's telling you, I will transfer the 2,500 to you to go to the shop and go and get me those things. Why can't you just go to the shop, do the transfer?
I can even help you go there. Then I'll tell you the person's account number.
You understand? But you will just see that some people out of good heart, like not just thinking deep. You understand? They will just say, okay, just send the money. Simply because maybe you are feeling, you are just doing the guy a favor, you want to help the person, you know, let the money pass through your account, and then you go and buy. So these are some of the things that we just need to be careful. You see, anything that you do that at the end of the day, you know deep inside you that you're not doing the right thing, even though you are getting paid, it's not legit.
Okay,
for us as Christians, we know what the Bible says.
Okay, because there are a lot of people also out there that are not Christians. For me, I'll come from the human angle now, humanity. Like,
ask for permission to join us as guests on your set. You can't be making comment where you are just a bloody presenter.
Okay, permission to contribute. You see, the word.
You have not said you have been permitted.
I thought okay.
Okay, you are permitted. When you ask for something, wait till you are given before you start using it. Jemima, is she permitted?
Give and never lack.
Okay. You are permitted. Jemima has permitted you, so speak now.
Thank you, executive producers.
You're welcome.
Wow.
You're welcome.
When you say thank you, you should wait for a welcome.
Yeah.
So
If
it's
you didn't answer
legitimate.
now, if you didn't answer, she will say you are rude.
It's legitimate.
It's
So
legitimate.
I see. So for me, from the word legitimate, you know, when we say hustle, it's something that we can relate to, whatever we do to earn a living. And then legitimate has to do with, simply put, something that is right, something that is true. And that's why sometimes when you're trying to convince maybe a business partner or somebody that you want to do something where you say this is legit. Why are you using the word legit? Because you know there are some that are not true. There are some that are born out of deception. There are some that are born out of manipulation. And like Sambu Solomon said, at the end of the day, it will cause pain to people. Think about somebody that is into scamming. You just went into somebody's DM and you said a lot of things to the person to convince him to invest in a business that is not true. And the person, and you even had to paint the picture of how legitimate this business is. I mean, some of these people come through our friends and family members, and they tell you how that you need to invest in this thing and that and that. And just when you decide to take all your savings or even borrow from somewhere and then invest in it, and then the next thing you're trying to call the person's number is not reachable, or like you're hearing different stories, and then at the end of the day, the person is in pain. Now, there's actually a trend that is going on. A lot of young people, everybody wants soft life. People don't want to work. And so everyone wants fast money. Get rich or die trying. Like, nobody cares about the outcome or the implication. As far as I'm going to get rich, as far as I'm going to become wealthy, even if it's for a year, like, people don't care. Let me just make it and die. I don't have a problem. They will tell you that any which way, now way. If I don't die today, I will die tomorrow. Or they will tell something must kill a man. So you see a lot of people engaging in businesses or hustle that is not even legitimate. There's a term now that is being used, like, you have to say, oh, this one is into Yahoo, like Yahoo, and they say it in a way that, okay, you can relate.
Yahoo is somebody's name.
They tell you that this person is into Yahoo. So during the weekend, I had some people conversing, and they said, her brother used to send her money now, and that the lady bought phone of 400,000. So they're like, then the other one say 400. Where did she get? She's a student. Where did she get 400? That it's her brother that sent the money to her. And she said, which of her brother? That the one that is into Yahoo, like the one that is into Yahoo. So the other woman was trying to understand the concept. She said, I don't want to say it loud now. The one that is into Yahoo. I say, wow. So people just want to put their hands and get involved in things that are not right, things that are not true, constituting pain to other people, deceiving them and getting everything that they have worked so hard to. Or some people go to the extent of even sacrificing their loved ones, like, just so that they can make it. Today it's common to see people that are into businesses or like have an organization or are into certain services, like, deceive people, cheats people, lie to people. A lady was like, she posted a particular skirt, and then what she saw on the lady's Facebook page and what she went to get, and she said, this is purely a case of what I ordered versus what I got. A very clean picture, like a very beautiful skirt. And then when she went to pick that skirt, it was something else. She had to snap it and then put it together. Like, this was what this lady showed to me. I paid for it. And just when I went to pay it, and to pick it, and this is what I'm getting. For that lady, she would say she's doing her legitimate business. And that was what I was saying, at what point do we draw the line between what is legitimate and what is not legitimate? Because even in organizations where you think that, okay, ordinarily from outside, people just think, oh, this is true. Like church organizations, like corporations, business, you hear people just see from outside and say, this is true. But within it, you find out that they are hustle. People call it side hustle, even within the organization, that is not legitimate. But just some team of people say, just bring pen, bring this document, do this. When it comes out, let's share and do. You find that even within organizations that operate on a service that is legitimate. So let's speak to the implications of some of these activities or actions that people indulge in.
It is so unfortunate that Standard Organization of Nigeria is not up and about. But if I'm ordering something online, it shouldn't be photoshopped. It should be a product you are selling. You cannot sell me some digital shoes that the computer designed. No, take a picture of the one that you produced or manufactured, as the case may be, and send to me. Don't send me a computer designed product. No, don't send that to me. But if you send that to me and I agree and I buy it, it's at my own peril. But if I am buying a shirt that you made and you hung it on the maybe display showroom or on the mannequin or something, and I picked interest and I bought it, hey, that's what I saw. Because people will send you, people are making shoes locally, but they take a picture of foreign, some clerks somewhere or something, and then they put it out there. Because they can replicate what looks like that, it does not mean it is that. So if we have even government agencies that can check on all of these things, the rate of doing businesses that are not legitimate will drop. If not just to check, But it should be consequential if someone is caught. You know, it's also unfortunate that in Nigeria, states don't have their laws and they don't stick to them. You know, you go to other countries, every state have their laws. You buy fuel, petrol in this town for so amount. You come back to this town, it's cheaper or it's much more expensive because that is what the state wants to sell for their people. Maybe they are subsidizing, or and some other places you go to, they want to build roads, so they add the money on the fuel price, and then they make the money, and then they are accountable to the people at the end. That is also legitimacy on the part of the government. How many people today will you send with money and then they come back, they tell you the exact figures that they spent, and you believing them because you know these people are trustworthy? So it's not just on the part of people who are doing these businesses that are not right. It is also on the part of the law enforcement. You don't wait for people to be caught and sent to you. Because our law enforcement agencies, that's what they do. Go to Abuja. After a traffic light, there is a policeman inside one tree. Just cross it. They will just jump down. They will carry their rate. Because the tree is dusty, they wear it and then they stop you. Why would you not enforce the law to stop me from breaking it? I think that is what is important the most. You know, if you have laws, you have enforcement officers that are there to make sure that these laws are kept. Why are you waiting for somebody to break the law when you can prevent people from breaking the law? Some people prefer to see people they don't understand on the road than to see policemen on the road. Because they know definitely something will go wrong. You see somebody that is doing his legitimate hustle, he'll be stopped by the policeman on the road. Give us your papers. The papers are complete. Why are you carrying this? Because I have a car. So I'm carrying it. And I'm taking it to this XYZ. Find us something. It's very, very illegitimate. It's not legitimate. The person is doing a legitimate business. And you are making him to start thinking of illegitimate means to meet up.
You see why I talk about the illegitimate actions within a legitimate maybe system or an organization. What you're supposed to do is different from what you're doing. People will tell you that we have to find way to chop. You can't depend on your monthly salary.
If I'm a taxi driver and I'm charging, maybe it's market day, and I pick 5 bags of goods for Mrs. Jakada every day, and I take each bag for 1,000 naira, which is 5,000. The day that I start, because that 5,000, what informs me carrying that amount is that I have fuel to buy, I have to service the car, and I have to make some gain. So if I calculate all of these things and mine is 1,000 at the end, I should be okay with it, because when coming back I get another 1,000 and other works I'm going to do. Okay, if I get to between where I'm picking these bags of whatever product to where I'm taking them, if there are 3 checkpoints, excuse me, and I have to give 100 in each checkpoint, I'm short 300, just like Jemima's husband is short from doing her hair and all of that. He's short of some thousands. So you see, I'm short of some hundreds. I am short of 300. And when I get to the market, I have thugs in the market, touts rather. I have touts in the market that will say, before this car goes in, you must give us 500. 500, yes, we have 5 bags. It's 100. I beg now. Let me give you 50 naira on each bag. 250 plus 300. That's 550. From your 1,000, you are left with 450. And maybe you plan to eat 200 naira food with that 1,000. Now you eat it, you have 250. And you are going home with 250. Do you know next time if Mrs. Jakada comes, it will not be 5,000? Because of someone being irresponsible. The economy of that state, the country has been affected. It is just so amazing. If we act as Nigerians, law-abiding Nigerians for once, our economy will come back about 30%. Your son, you suffered to pay his school fees from the legitimate money you made. You aided him at camp. Now you went to look for a job for him and you are paying 2 million to get him the job. You know what? You tell that son, you must pay me back all the things I've done for you in this life. So, and he's wondering, my salary is 150. So if I give my father my 10-month salary, that's 1.5. And I don't go home with anything, and I have to eat, I have to transport myself. So you start looking for illegitimate means of making money within that same hustle that is legitimate. So before you know it, you start taking bribes, you start selling things in that office just so that he can meet up the demands. So you can imagine you are bringing cost, unnecessary cost, COST, on that organization. If you steal a laptop, they have to look for money to buy another laptop. If you steal a charger, they have to buy money. Whatever you take. So you can see how the government is spending unknowingly. So if we can be honest and be patriotic for once, a lot of things will go well. A lot of things will
go
well.
I agree with you when you talk about the issue of law. I think it's very important and it's very key that whoever is responsible, to checkmate things like this. Because like you said, if everybody will do what is expected or what is being asked to do legitimately, you will even prevent someone that is doing legitimate whether business or legitimate work from indulging, from contaminating that legitimate thing that is doing by doing things that are not legit around it. Okay, just look at it. For example, what is happening in Plateau State, for instance. There are people that goes out there to hog, with their own little small trees and the rest. But now, what they are doing is legit. But there are laws guiding all
what
of
you
these
are doing.
trades, what you are doing. And then the government is saying there's a particular place for you people. Just go there. Stay there. Whoever is looking for things that...
Let them go and look for you and buy it.
They will look for you there and buy it. And then you are not there. You are on the street. You are doing a legitimate thing in...
a very illegitimate way.
In very illegitimate way. So you see how the two... So sometimes, this time around is not the cost of that. This time around cost. Because you are doing legitimate something, but around it, you are breaking certain rules
to achieve the legitimacy.
To achieve the legitimacy. So you see how sometimes we get into trouble that we cannot explain, and then you see your life not really straight like that. You are a hustler. You are trying.
Things are not working.
But things are not working, and you begin to ask yourself, because there are certain things that we don't take cognizance to, and then we don't adhere to. So it affects in totality what we do as legitimate hustle.
And we fail to understand that there's dignity in labor in any legitimate thing we do. When the word legitimate comes to mind, is like we're seeing a big picture, a perfect picture that has been edited and all of that. And we fail to understand that we're supposed to start little. We're more interested in blowing overnight than just starting little, and at the end of the day getting to that point that we have in mind. So when we talk about legitimate business, we should think of anything that we're going to do right, anything that will not cause another person pain, anything that you won't have to cheat or deceive anybody for you to get. So far you're doing it right, and you're getting those little gain that you have. I think that is all that matters. Instead of, today I made 1,000 naira, then tomorrow it means I should be able to make 2,500. And when I make 2,500 tomorrow, if I made this, I should be able to make 5,000. No, we should not cause pain to other people just because we want to be legitimate. Let's go little by little. And at the end
I
of
mean,
the day,
a lot of us are also guilty of not doing things legitimately.
How many of you?
A lot of people, like so many people out there.
So that they will not think they're us. We are also part of it.
You know, I had to
It's you
say
and your
that.
bougie people. The us. You say a lot of us. We want to know who are the us now.
Okay. You do a business that is not registered. That's not legitimate, because you spoke about how businesses, there are laws that are guiding all of these things. I saw a lawyer recently made a post about how that when you were giving birth to, you were giving birth certificates, then why is your business not having a certificate? Because like the constitution or the law of the...
We were?
When you were giving birth to.
They gave us a certificate.
You have certificate of birth. You have it.
Let me go and collect my own.
No, you don't have.
I don't have.
How were you giving birth to?
The same way everybody is giving birth.
No, I don't think so. You
They-
should have
okay,
a birth
Are you trying
certificate.
The
to
children
ask
come.
where?
No,
Or-
Solo, let me answer. The
Okay.
children come with a certificate in their hands. Eh? Maybe I didn't
Your
come
birth
with-
should be
That's why I
registered.
had a special child.
Your birth should be registered.
My life should be registered.
Your birth should be registered.
What if I was born in the
Yes, they
corn
take you
farm?
to the hospital eventually, so you should
To
be
the corn
so.
farm. Yeah, when I was born at a corn farm.
They will take you to the hospital eventually,
Okay.
so you will get registered. So think about it that you're into business that is not registered. You know, countries or states depends on tax to come bring about development and all of that, and you are engaged in business that is not registered, or the state is saying you have to do this, do that, and you're disregarding some of this process. A lot of people like to cut corners, like you don't want to pay what is expected. I know in some cases the amount they're asking for can be humongous, but then you should follow due process. A lot of people missed out on business opportunities because their businesses are not registered. Because some people, when they want to do business with you, they want to know your business name, they want to know like the information
You
around.
can't even do contracts.
You
without
understand?
registration.
So you want to cut corners, you get to a point that you get stuck. There is dignity, like Jemima said, in labor. Some of us are involved or engaged with certain hustle, but we are ashamed of what we are doing because we are looking at another person's hustle that is not even legitimate. You're wondering, when will I make it in this business? Like somebody said, hustle so that you don't get to the village, or where there's occasion in your family house, they will turn you to house help because you are not bringing anything to the table. So you need to hustle. I mean, nobody wants to associate with failure. We live in a society that everybody wants to associate with success. And that is why when you go to church, if you are celebrating anything, you see people will troop out and come on. But when they are placing you on church discipline, everybody is turning his face.
You are
on top.
alone, you and the person that
You
got
are-
you pregnant. Because in most cases, that's the reason why they put you on church. When you eat money in church, they will say, "Toh, we give you 3 months to pay." When you tell a lie, they say, don't lie.
It's not a serious
But
thing.
when it's fornication, everybody must know. Because that's the biggest sin
So you see-
allowed by the Bible.
No. Nobody want to troop out and say, "Oh, I'm here to support."
Let's
like they
support
do
Joyce
during
Jakada. We are together with her in the office.
during child education. When
Whatever
you
it is you are doing.
So let's just celebrate whatever we find doing. The Bible says that if you find a man that is diligent, he will serve before kings. As far as what you are doing is right, is true, like keep pushing, stay true to it. It might not look like what you want today, but like don't give up. I'll always tell people, as far as you're standing on the right ground, as far as what you are doing is right, as far as you're not constituting pain, like Sambo Solomon said earlier on, or you are not deceiving another person to enrich yourself, God will surely vindicate you. It might not look like it now, but keep pushing. Most times we just want to start business and just want to make it the next minute. Like there's nothing wrong with thinking that way, but you keep pushing. There's something called process, and you cannot disregard that. You can't wake up and say, "I want to be a doctor," and the next morning you are a medical doctor. You have to go through training. You have to go through housemanship. You have to go through certain processes for you to become the doctor that you want to be. And even in the medicine, there are specializations. So you get to that point where you are trained, retrained, and all of that, because before you become who you want to be. So why would you be hustling and thinking that no, if it has to be like this person? And most of the time what we do is that we engage in unhealthy competition. Because Jemima is into this business and I can see that she's making it, I'm going into the business, not because I'm passionate about it, but because I'm seeing that Jemima is doing it and she's making sales. And I start it, and when I don't get sales, I get frustrated. And I say there's no need engaging in anything legit. See people that are doing businesses that are not legitimate, people that are cutting corners are making it. So why not join them? But you see, we're talking about the impact. Generally, this impact on humanity, because things will continue to go wrong. I mean, the people are already complaining and talking about how that government policies, certain things are just constituting hardship. And then you, on your own part, in your own hustle, you are also trying to cause pain to people. And all of these things don't go unpunished. You want to go into Yahoo, or you want to go into some ritual activities just because you want to make it overnight. We've seen people that did that or tore that part, and it's at the detriment of their life or their loved ones, or they get it and then they are frustrated. And somebody say you are sitting and admiring that mansion. You don't know the amount of depression or drugs that is taking place there. Some of these people, they engage in illegitimate businesses. They had the money, they made the money. Like, I mean, they made wealth, but they can't even enjoy the proceeds from the business that they're doing because it's not legitimate. Imagine having a mansion, but you're sleeping from one hotel to the other, running from one state to the other. Like, I saw some young men. They were working, but you can tell how that they were not at peace. How they were looking around, being very cautious. You know how that you're into Yahoo and they say EFCC are around. Like, you run from here, you are running from one town to the other because you know that you are engaged in something that is not legitimate. True. So why would you want to sacrifice your peace and your freedom?
Because
you
the
have the
wicked
money.
run it while no one
pursue them. They say somebody woke up in the
that's
morning.
why some people don't do exercise.
Yes, that he woke up in the morning, he wanted to start running. I remember the
Particularly
Bible verse that said that the wicked run when no one pursues. Now went back home.
You see, Joyce, when you talk about mansion, some people will just think maybe you are just jealous of them. You know, so let's just simplify it. Make it to the common, the Angwa, the area, the community where we come from. You remember during the cash crunch, or what they call it that time. You remember how POS guys maltreated us, sitting down like
CEOs
like
of banks,
like controlling.
Do you have cash?
Upon that, they can't give you more than 3,000.
We are still
Do you have
them
cash?
And some of them, they look you. They want to ask you for something, but they can't. But we saw how they extorted people during that time, thinking maybe by now they are riding big cars or they are living in mansions. But look at it today. Some of them cannot even operate. Yes, because they are worn out.
Imagine taking 1,000 for 5,000 naira.
Today, you cannot see them even in Angwa doing the POS thing. Because at that time, they feel that's the time for them to make it to extort and then to make their own smart money. That's how they say. Because they said, if you are smart, you take advantage of what is happening. That's not what God says concerning doing business. Because even the profits, if you overcharge on a particular product, is a sin on its own. Because some people will buy something for 5,000 naira and they are selling it 10,000 naira, and you ask how.
They say it's business,
and they tell you it's business. If you cannot buy, fine. And they will use some kind of language that is manipulative in nature.
Go, another person will come and buy.
Just to make you feel like maybe, well, are they on the right? But they know that what they are telling you is not true. But in their mind, they are just thinking, let's just make this quick money. At least I've cajoled him and make him look a fool, and then I've gotten 5,000 naira from him. Because even on Instagram, Facebook, you will see somebody is selling something for 5,000 with his profit, and then you will see somebody is saying 7,500, the same product, and then you start wondering.
Sometimes they even lie. We didn't get it from the same vendor.
Or they tell you that it's not the original one.
You see,
sell me the fake one.
So you see, we just have to be very, very careful, even as we hustle to make our legitimate income. Because if you are not careful, you know, you will just see yourself, you know, incurring some costs that you don't, you can't even explain tomorrow. And you see, the danger of it is not about you. It's about your third and fourth generation. That's just the fear. But some people don't look at it that way, because the devil will make you look like if you don't make it now and enjoy it now, it's about you. It's not about anybody.
I mean, how can you cheat somebody and call it hustle?
Now, feel good now. While you're thinking you will give birth to children, and your children will give birth to children, and God says whatever you do that is wrong, as long as you cheat somebody, he will definitely punish you till third, fourth generation. So you can imagine you enjoy all the cutting corners, cheating people, you know, and then doing things that are not legit, and you think you get away with it. Yes, for sure. But what about your child that doesn't know anything
about that?
He didn't even smell it while you are enjoying it. He's not even there. And then he's coming, his life is just miserable, and then you're wondering. And that's why some people, they will say, this particular family, don't ever think of bringing woman in that particular family. Or a woman going to that family, they will tell you, if you dare say you are marrying from that particular family. I'm not saying some of these family are being caught simply because of what they are for. But you can't just say. You will just see children that are smart, they are brilliant, but something is just wrong with them, and you can't figure it out. It's spiritual.
I saw a young lady, Sambo Solomon, a first class graduate of economics. I mean, if you see her, you almost think she's gone mad. She has 2 siblings, and all of them have health challenge. I mean, since she graduated from school, they've been unable to put their hands on she herself, because it's either this one is in the hospital, as soon as it's out, another person, like going back and forth. You just spoke about like how that these things can turn out to be cause and moving from one generation to the other. Sometimes we put our hands in certain things and think we'll just get away with it. You can be forgiven, but the consequences wait for you. So you see, even in the market, when you go to buy something, when Mr. A is selling at this price, Mr. B is selling higher price, and is telling you these different suppliers and all of that, sooner or later you lose out of your customers, because the person realized that, oh, you've been selling for me at higher price, I won't go there again. Someone was saying, sometimes as you have customers in the market, sometimes try and just go to another shop, because of the fact that you're already used to the person. You think that, price. So the person, sometimes just try. You see how that this person have been cheating you for years. People do that and they think it's being smart. I trusted you, and that's why I've been like, I don't even have to go to the market. I'll tell you, can you send this way, bill it for me? And you think that it's being smart. When the person finds out, yes, you won't see the person again. I bought something recently, and when I was thinking, has this thing become so expensive like that? And I went to a supermarket. I just said, and I saw the same product. I said, how much is this? And they told me the price. So the one I bought earlier was way higher than that. And I was conversing with my mind, why would people do this? Like, why would you do that? I won't go back to that place again, no matter what. So it means you've lost out on me as your customer. So when you engage in businesses and you're doing activities that are illegitimate, I mean, you're selling bread is a legitimate business, but when you resort to cheating people, extorting people, it's illegitimate. When you decide to start deceiving people, it's illegitimate. Make people pay higher price than what they are supposed to pay. It's not legitimate. We do all of this thing and call it business and call it hustle and call it being smart. No matter how you try to sugarcoat all of these things, it won't go unpunished. As far as you constitute paint.
And you cannot, anything that is not legitimate, you cannot sell it for a long time. Whether it is an idea, whatever it is, because people are going to use it eventually. If it doesn't work like the one they are used to, they will look for a new vendor. So whatever you are selling, whether it is morally, whether it's a physical product, whatever you are doing, if it's not legitimate, before long, it will stop being, you and the business will stop being relevant. We have seen people who have made a lot from just a shop. And then suddenly you find out that you can't even buy anything worth 1,000 in the shop because the shop has crumbled. You know, there are a lot of things that when you start from a faulty foundation, you will continue that way. Because lying is like an investment. So no, you are not a nice person. When I lie to Jemima now about me being rich, it's just a foundation. I've started investing. Because whether I like it or not, for that lie that I told to be relevant, I have to do another lie. And when I lie another lie, I have to lie another lie to keep that other lie in office. So you have to keep lying and lying until the day you come and say, Jemima, all these things I told you, they are one lie after the other. All of them. The 47 things you told me, all of them are lies. Say your own is even better. Let me start confirming the one Joyce told me, because that girl, I will go and find 643,788 times that she talks to you, they were all lies. Who would you trust next time? solo that you don't even know if what he's saying they were all lies or they were, until you find out. You know that these days when you wake up, everybody tells you what you want to hear so that they can get what they want.
True.
True.
It's not like people really mean what they are telling you.
Jesus.
If nobody will gain anything from talking to you, do you know how many people will talk to you? Now think about it. If people in the market, like, I'm not a fan of all these people that force you to buy things on the road. But there are some of them, even if I don't need it, I buy it. You see these guys selling wipers. I feel like wiping them. In Abuja, they will follow you, jump on your car, remove the one you have, and come back and be showing you. I came out, I forgot that I was a GM. I made one guy. I said, the market.
Okay.
Okay.
Southern part of
Yeah. The guy, I was driving. He jumped on my car. That's close to Ekwa Central area. There, you see these guys there. They are selling wiper. They will tell you your own is spoiled. I'm aware. They will tell you your own is chopping. And they will tell you this one is originally 6,000. The type of your own, this one, see it here, 3,000. And you'll be tempted to buy the original. It's faker.
That's
You are buying the fakest thing. So, people are like that because they want to meet up. If you can be that innovative to talk to me and convince me to buy something that is not right, you should be innovative about new businesses and you will make it. These people have convincing powers. When they start talking to you, you'll be like, wow, this your own, look at it now. I don't even know who will sell it in. It's just that you don't know. Well, why will you buy it in like that? They told me it was original. This is the original one. See the original one. This is how you know it. They show you, and what they are telling you is right there. But between that central area to Kubwa, you prefer that your old one. At least it's cleaning something you can see. So if you want to look at fake tailors, they measure you and then they bring the clothes as if they imagined your size.
True, I saw one like that.
I don't know.
On the guy said this trouser is not long, it's 3/4, and the person, no, wait, stand straight. I'm trying to join. Oh God, the top was cropped up for a man. And he's trying to adjust the hand.
Joyce, when you are good at what you do in this country, you will be rich. You'll be rich. So anything you are good at, it will give you money.
True.
Now, the two rich men in this country, somebody made their total worth in 6 hours. That's what is trending online now. The two richest people in Africa, they are from Nigeria. I hope you know. Yes. The two of them, they joined what they have. The two of them. Somebody made it in 6 hours. Yes. So now that person, because it's viral, everybody's talking. In fact, somebody made an analysis. He said that person is leaving the level of billionaires. He's going into trillionaire. And very soon, that is how they'll start rating him. He put together the two of them, he made it in 6 hours. Wow. Why? You are selling something that is legitimate. Everybody is buying his products all over the world. Uncle Elon. Elder Elon Musk. Uncle Elon.
Okay.
In 6 hours. I think we should work real hard to get him to be born again. Not just that, let him be an Ekwa member.
Honestly.
All these hours. You just carry 5 million EMS pastor and pay their salary for 200 years. I don't know who is living that long, but legitimately go and work in the field, you know. But honestly, even as a denomination, if we wake up and do things right, there's no limit to the name we will create for the denomination and the glory we will bring to God. It's just to get people that will have a pure and a contrite heart, and they will do things between them and God. Unfortunately, when you come truly to people, they don't trust you. It's the level of how corrupted their minds are.
I was going to even say most of this hustle that stagnated or are not even moving forward is because of lack of ideas and innovation. You are involved in a legitimate hustle, but you're not growing. is because you have been, like, you have refused to think outside the box. You have been caged. You've been thinking locally and acting locally. I mean, the world is dynamic. Things are changing. Everything is evolving. And so if you are hustling, you also need to evolve. Like, what is the trend? What is happening in the world of business right now? Now, you don't even need to go to any media station to be saying, oh, advertise this product for me. They are like, people are into content creation right now, and they are making it big time. Like, you do a business from wherever you are, and you get customers all over the world. People will patronize you. So in that hustle that you're into that is legitimate, what are you doing to make it work? Because sometimes we keep complaining, I'm doing this legitimate hustle, but I'm not making it. And this other person that is saying, oh, it's not legitimate, and then look at how he has blown. See, there are certain, you have to keep strategizing and re-strategizing. I mean, the business world is competitive, highly competitive. The moment you sleep, you are way behind. So you have to keep evolving as well. Keep thinking of ideas, keep growing up, and I think you will definitely make it. The Bible has already made us understand that once we are diligent at what we do, I mean, we'll serve before kings. And that's why every time I always ask the question, who are you serving before? And if you can answer that question, it's going to help you to wake up and work real hard.
And for you to also know that God is the rewarder of every hard work.
Very true.
If you are not putting in the best in that legitimate business you have, at the end of the day, you won't even have that business to start with. So he rewards the hard work, and it is not up to you to tell him that you have worked hard enough. It is up to him to decide that, oh, you have done well enough, let me reward you.
Because he doesn't scale what you do using the scales of him. His divinity. So he knows. God looks more on the heart than he does on your physical. And when people talk about physical appearance, they bring it to dressing. No, your actions.
Because you find someone saying, I've been doing this business for donkey years and nothing is coming out of it. You're telling God that it is long overdue. You are supposed to reward me. It doesn't work like that.
I told someone, I said, yes, it's normal. The flesh will make you feel like you have reached there. You're supposed to be rewarded. But I ask myself, on whose timing? On whose timing? You know, Barack Obama was out at the White House at the age of 40-something. The next person taking over from him is coming at the age of 70-something. So, on whose
the next
time?
person,
Amen.
And you see, you talked about somebody that is diligent, and you define what is that word. You know, when they said someone is diligent, it has a lot. It has a lot. There's consistency, there's truthfulness, there's patience, there's commitment. So, in totality, you will just see that you are just doing something that is right, but you have dedicated everything unto God for His blessings. So you just have to know that you just have to do something, but you have to be patient. You have to be prayerful. You have to be consistent. You have to be thankful. You know, with the process that you are seeing in whatever you are doing.
Very true.
Because if not, that's when greed, jealousy would set in, and you just feel like you are stagnated.
Very true. Thank you, Sambo Solomon. Thank you, Jemima. Thank you, Engineer Tony J. Nakali, who always advises us, hustle. Thank you to our viewers out there. Thank you so much for sticking to Ekwa Television International. Please stay true to your hustle, and God will definitely reward you. Tomorrow we'll be here to talk about the arms of flesh. Has it failed you before, or you are standing strong, or you are that person that is saying, no, it cannot fail me? Join us tomorrow by 11 a.m. Let's talk about the arms of flesh. You have a great day. Bye-bye.